was not a talent. He wasn't a leader. Paul Ryan was a lame duck for a long time as Speaker. He was unable to raise money. He lost control of the House. The only success Paul Ryan had was the time that he was with me. For Paul Ryan to be complaining is pretty amazing. For him to be going out and opening his mouth is pretty incredible.
President Trump slamming former Speaker Paul Ryan. I thought that was yesterday's news, but he did that today following excerpts released from a new book, American Carnage, by Politico reporter Tim Alberta, in which Ryan reportedly criticizes the president, saying, quote, "We've gotten so numbed by it all, not in government, but where we live our lives. We have a responsibility to try and rebuild. Don't call a woman a horse face. Don't cheat on your wife. Don't cheat on anything. Be a good person. Set a good example." Well, joining me now is MSNBC contributor Charlie Sykes, editor-in-chief of The Bulwark and longtime Ryan watcher in Wisconsin, where the president is today as we speak. Why is the president, going after Paul Ryan now?
Well, because it's back in the news. Look, this has been a festering sore, the relationship between Paul Ryan and Donald Trump, and it looks like the bromance is off again. But, I mean, this is the problem that Paul Ryan has had. Paul Ryan's been under no illusions about who and what Donald Trump was, what he meant for conservatism, what he meant for the GOP, but he decided to make that Faustian bargain in return for tax cuts. The problem is the price tag kept going up and up and up. And I think that what you see from Tim Alberta's book is that at a certain point, he just had enough. And leaving the speakership was his escape hatch. And I guess the question is, now you tell us, couldn't you have spoken out more? It might have cost him his speakership, but we're in an ugly moment in American politics, in part because guys like Paul Ryan, who knew better, just didn't speak out. They didn't tap the brakes on the direction that Donald Trump was taking. And so all of this appeasement gets him what? Because you have the President of the United States denouncing him in very, very personal terms after venturing relatively mild criticism.
Yeah, and Mitt Romney, who, of course, was the running mate, Paul Ryan was the running mate with Mitt Romney, wrote on Twitter that the fault for our 2012 loss is mine alone. Speaker Ryan was a tireless campaigner, fundraiser, and conservative champion. As the sole person who could unite the House, he acquiesced to be Speaker as a service to his country. His selfless leadership and lifelong policy work were critical to the tax and regulatory reform that have helped propel the economy. A man like Paul Ryan does not often come along. So that's that tribute. Of course, we saw a tweet storm yesterday where Donald Trump went after him, calling him a failed VP candidate whose record of achievement was atrocious, a lame duck failure. He didn't know how to win. He failed and blew it, had poor leadership and bad timing. So there's just, this kind of nasty politics on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know whether it would have made a difference if Paul Ryan would have spoken out more loudly. It probably would have, as I said before, cost him his speakership. And people say, well, look, 90% of Republicans and conservatives back Donald Trump. But would that have been the case if there had been an alternative vision, if somebody like Paul Ryan had articulated, a less divisive, less xenophobic, less isolationist, less, all of the Trumpian characteristics. If he would have articulated that, again, would he have won? No. But I think that there would have been perhaps a more vocal remnant of people saying, we're not buying into all of this. So Paul Ryan's got to be looking around going, OK, so what do I get for all of that appeasement? I got the tax cuts, but going forward, got him nothing.
And how is the president doing in Wisconsin, a state he, really picked off from the Democrats?
Well, it is interesting being in Wisconsin because none of the candidates are going to make the mistake that Hillary Clinton made of not coming here. As I came down here to the studio, there were police on every single overpass because the president is here. Elizabeth Warren came here yesterday. A lot of the other candidates are here as well. But we are one of the swing states. And frankly, I think 2020 will be decided by the Democrats and their choice of a nominee, whether they can run someone who can win in a swing state like Wisconsin, or whether or not they're just going to be appealing to their base. But Wisconsin's very much in play, as it has been.
A critical state indeed. Charlie Sykes, it's always great to see you. Thank you, Charlie. And meanwhile,